class. I hope you're having a great day today. My name is Sarah Kolker, and I'm a teaching artist with Mural Arts Philadelphia. Today I'm going to show you how to draw a basic face and the proportions that allow it to look like front and center face. You will need a piece of paper. Any kind of paper will do. You can use a paper bag if that is what you have, or a cardboard box, and a pencil. You can use coloring materials if you have it, but not necessary.
Okay, you'll start with a circle at the top center of your page. That's the top of your head. You'll come down and add the side of your face in and your chin. It may look kind of funny now, but you haven't gotten very far. And then about the bottom of your circle is where your eyes go. If you think about how far away your eyes are, you can fit approximately 5 eyes, the size of 5 eyes. So one would be in the middle, 2, and then 1 on either side. So it's approximately how big you want your eyes, and they're shaped like almonds. Almonds with a little eyelid and a circle for your pupil and your iris. You can add some eyebrows if you think about how they curve along the same line as your eye. Go back and do these a little bit later. And then you want to think about where your nose goes. Your nose goes approximately between your eyes and your chin. So the bottom of your nose, go right in between. You could measure. I'm just gonna eyeball it. And then I think about the sides of my nose as parentheses. So I got 2 parentheses with 2 little apple seeds for the nostrils. My apple seeds in there. And you think about the curvature of the nose, it would come up and around for the eyes. That can go in lightly because you can add and go deeper with shadow. If you think about the mouth, then it's directly between the middle of your mouth. Is if you're not giving much expression, then it's between the nose and the chin is where the center of the mouth would go. So that is approximate. And let's put in the little bottom curve of the nose. We can erase all the guidelines later. And I think of it as like a flying bird or a widespread M. And again, depends on the shape of the mouth you want to construct. When I'm doing this with my students, no matter what, it always ends up looking like the student, unless they're looking at a picture and trying to draw someone else. And then the bottom is kind of like the bottom of a boat or a C on its side. You can make them smaller or bigger, and then the line goes through the middle. You can add a little smile if you want. There's some bigger lips. We can make them skinnier, depending on the shape of the face you want. You can make your nostrils a little wider. You can make them closer together. And then we're gonna add in ears. So ears tend to run from the bottom of the nose. So you can add in a light guideline. You see I'm drawing very lightly here so that I can erase all my guidelines. And that would be where the bottom of the ear goes. The top of the ear generally goes around the eye, but following this curve, it would go somewhere around here. And it will look funny without hair, but our ears, because they're going back in space, kind of have an interesting curvature to them. They come up like a little wing, and then they come in and follow back down all the way down to the bottom of the nose. You can make your nose a little bit, come up a little bit more. And then the inside of the ear follows suit. You have the part where your ear goes back. Do it lightly, and then I'm gonna add the same thing on this side. It's kind of hard to follow, but go back and erase later. Again, they look funny because there's no hair. I'm doing this a little bit quickly and lightly. You can go back and watch this video later. So I have some ears in. I have my beginning of my nose. You can go back in, look at the picture of someone else and kind of follow along. But you have your general structure of your eyes. This one's a little curved up. I can fix it up a little bit, make the eyelid a little stronger. You can add some fuzzies for the eyelashes. I need a little bit of a better eraser. Here we go. Add some eyelashes on the upper lid. Your lower lid you tend to not be able to see as well. You can make it a little bit darker, like there's a shadow. The iris is just dark. Your eyelids have this little tear duct that comes. You can add the tear duct in. You can go back in and add color later. I'm gonna erase some of this curve line here. And I'm gonna add the sides of the nose a little bit more. Give some shape to the face, under the eyes, add a little bit of darkness in there. Shape up my chin a little bit more. Don't want to spend too much time. There's no need to get this exactly perfect. And you think about your forehead. So that from here, the top of your head to down here is not where your forehead is. That's where you see the top of your head. So in the front, if maybe you have a part here, and then your hair, you see the back of your hair, and it's gonna come away from the head, around your ears. Maybe you have some kind of hair that comes in. I have a widow's peak, so I would add in a little widow's peak. You think about your forehead's not that big. So from the eyebrows to the top of the head is maybe here. You don't have to add a widow's peak. It comes down. Usually you can see you have some hair in front of your ears. I added some layers to the hair. You can put it shadow on this side. Imagine the sun is coming from here. Light, so you'd have a shadow on that side. Add some hair over the ears. And the hair come down. You can add some curls if you'd rather. I'm always asked how to do braids. I don't know. I just kind of do crisscross and add some flesh to it. But depends on really how you want your hair. And add some curls. Just keep adding some more curls in there. You can, again, if you add color, you can change up the color with that. Some allergies from the cats in the house. I'll spend a little more time than we're used to in our own houses. So I'm kind of adding in the curls. This would be where it's sitting on the top, so you can get bigger. That's if we're having a part in here. It doesn't have to have a part. Just kind of doing 3 different hairstyles at the same time. And I didn't put in the neck. If you think about where your neck goes, you can feel where your neck hits the top of your ears, comes down, gets a little skinnier. Can't really see it when it's around the chin area. Comes down around here. Erase some of these circle guidelines. Erase those. Add the changing of how the hair comes down. Comes down in front of the ears. You can add some earrings if you want. Darken that up. I add sometimes a little shadow under the bottom of the lip because it curves down. The bottom lip tends to be a little bit lighter because you have the light coming on. So it's starting to come along here. You can add, again, like I said, if you want to look at a specific picture of a person, get more detail there. Here's a picture of a young lady that my daughter, who's 11, drew from the basic instructions that I gave you. And one that's fully colored in. You can see she started to use the shadows of where the hair fell, where the light came from, and along where the chin and the neck were. One thing I forgot to mention is that the nose, the bottom of the nose tends to fall from the bottom corners of the eyes, depending on, it could be wider or skinnier, but it tends to all fall around. The proportions of the face tend to remain the same with just slight variations based on your ethnicity and background.